Go get a gun, Brad. Go get a gun. Fight back! Fight back! Fight back! Fight back!
As the white population continues to be replaced with a population of non-white, non-Southeast Asian data, it becomes more and more dangerous for us here every day.
Fight back! Go get a gun, Brad. Go get a gun. Fight back! Fight back! Fight back! Fight back!
As the white population continues to be replaced with a population of non-white, non-Southeast Asian data, it becomes more and more dangerous for us here every day.
Fight back! Go get a gun, Brad. Go get a gun.
Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chachadash. Double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp. And I'm doing this video based on, just the amplified spirit of the older style Edomite, which is the openly racist, gung-ho, patriot, good old boy, as you can see on the video that I played, spirit coming back into these Edomites. And we understand that this is all because Esau knows that his kingdom is falling. Esau knows that he is becoming a minority in most places that he's at. He understands that the physical jobs that require the function of any normal society, any normal country, he cannot perform. His people are unfit, unhealthy, drugged out, cracked out, stuck on pills, mentally unstable, hormones all over the place because they can't have kids. They're not repopulating. The ones that are, let's say, better looking Edomites, they end up being Moes. They end up being some, Pegasuses. So Esau's society is not sustainable. And when you see videos coming out of, the United Kingdom, England, other places around the world, even in certain parts of, I would say Japan too, not as much in Japan, but other places. The point being is that these other nations are taking over, where Esau usually was able to dwell in peace, over there, either in England, where you see a lot of these other countries like Ireland, the UK, Sweden, that everybody that you see has a hijab on, or they got walking around with a red dot on their forehead, and that's what Esau is seeing, that he is making himself feel like he's getting victimized, because Esau Edom, loves to go around and do the most, invade here, destroy this place, rape, rob, and pillage, take the resources, cause of people to have to relocate due to a war that he's causing, and now he wants to play a victim, and this is why Esau Edom is the wicked. There is a classification of the wicked as physical embodiment of men, and that is the Edomites, the self-proclaimed, what man. Which honestly, this video cracked me up, man. They're saying white man fight back, white man fight back. Hey y'all, Jake is not ready for when Esau really starts to just say fuck it and crash out as a whole. Imagine all these people, that are marching right here, wanting to go and do something physically about it. But understand that at the end of the day, Esau Edom is going to become as women. They're not rising up ever again after their peak here in Babylon the Great, after their peak in whatever country in England that they took over from the Israelites. So before I get any more into my rant, because this video, like I said, when brothers see this, we just laugh, man, because it's beautiful, that prophecy and the next stage of Esau Edom being openly against the 2/3 and Israelites as a whole. Hey man, we understand it's part of prophecy. Fuck the Charlie Kirk thing. That's small potatoes compared to what the reaction is going to be of Esau Edom when the civil war, race war, class war gets going. But this is Job 20, and I'm going to start at verse 4. And I'm going to throw it up on the screen, Salakia. I'm reading out my notes, my scriptures. But this is Job 20 and 4. This is, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? And ultimately, this is going to be when Yahweh Shai takes this man out of power, because nobody else but Yahweh Shai are going to get the credit for taking this man out of power. You know, the elect are going to have their hand, because Yahweh Bashim Shai made us, or Yahweh Shai Salakia, Yahweh Shai has made us joint heirs, the hopeful elect, 12,000 from each of the prospective tribes from Judah all the way down to Issachar, promised them spiritual powers, you know, in a time that he's going to turn his fishers to hunters. You know, so this is not something that Israelites are going to do as a whole, nor going to do carnally on this side. Prophecy must be fulfilled. This man is the man that is going to have society and the infrastructure to bring the MOTB, because that MOTB is what is going to make his judgment the worst of all nations. That's why his face is on the money to this day. Any currency with any sort of value is what this man puts his own face on. You know, this is I'm going to jump down to 15, because I'm going to skip a little ahead, but this is Job 20 and 15. He hath swallowed down riches, he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. He shall, okay, no, that's going into the another thing. But yeah, so him going into these different nations and completely taking over their resources, he ultimately is going to be spoiled. And this pride, whatever military coup or whatever, how do you say, strong arm of his blessing that Yahweh Bashim Shai gave him, thinks that he's going to fight against prophecy with the same person who created the whole story. Even time itself, you're out of your mind. This is Job 15, and I'm going to jump down to 19. Because he hath oppressed, Salakia. Yep, that's it. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken an house which he buildeth not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save that which he desired. So like it says, and I'll just get it, Psalms 49:11, he's not going to continue forever. You know, ultimately everything that he has is going to be taken out and away from him, even though he is trying to push this new world order, the Charagma, as if he's going to be here forever. You know, and that's why he's trying to create the beast system, so that he can forever have everybody in a forever slavery, forever Charagma'd up. Psalms 49:11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. You know, none of the states that you live in here in Babylon the Great were called what they're called. You know, this is all Gad's land. You know, this was the land of Ophir, Arasath. You know, there was different names for this land over here in the Americas. You know, so, and the way that we're able to understand who this man is very clearly is because the heavens are revealing his iniquity. And I'm going to go back to Job 20, and this is the last one I'm going to get out of there, and then I'm going to see what go to another one the Spirit had me want to go to. This is Job 20 and 27. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. And that's why you see so many different riots of people going against their power structure, their governments. The latest one, Nepal. There's major ones going on in France. And right now, I was looking for some videos. I had just seen them, but brothers know what's going on with the protests that are going on in the UK, because they feel like they're being a minority, which would have been another good video to add to this. But, you know, Lord willing, you know, if brothers want to go look up protests in UK against immigrants. And, you know, it's going crazy over there, you know. But I wanted to get Malachi, I believe it's Malachi, or Micah 2 and 2. Yeah, this is it, Micah 2 and 2. And they covet, nope, this is it. I'm going to close it out with this because, again, You know, Esau Edom is out here playing a victim, and he was the one that couldn't keep his ass home at Mount Seir, which we know it's prophecy. You know, like I said before, this man has to be in power and rulership to be able to receive the most worst judgment from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you know, as the nation could receive. And ultimately, after captivity for 1,000 years in the kingdom of heaven, he's going to be thrown into that pit, that grave, that lake of fire, that hell that he pushes so much on Jake if they don't accept his white Jesus. If you don't accept your white Jesus, you're going to hell, boy. You know, like, hey, man, Jake has had a number done on him. And that is why here, you know, we, the prophets, are out here proclaiming the truth and using scriptures to make sure that you really understand who the wicked is, who the Israelites are, which are the 12 tribes, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, as well as the Israelite foreigners that look like other nations. It is due to your father of your seed is a determination if you're an Israelite or not. You know, so all these things are basic things that you must understand. And a prophet, you know, specifically a prophet from Great Millstone or an affiliated camp that teaches the correct doctrine, because the doctrine is what is important, not the name on your YouTube channel. You know, but again, the elders and apostles at Great Millstone have led the way, and we just have to build. Like, we're not building on our own foundation. This foundation has been set for decades. And that is why it has been proven to be even more true, because everything that has been talked about for years since brothers have been, and the elders and apostles went on YouTube in 2007, have been showing you the proof of why we say what we say, do what we do, and reject some of the bug outs that come across seeking to be wise. You know, but when you perceive, like scriptures say, that the lips of, I believe that Proverbs 14:7. This is Proverbs 14:7. Go from the presence of a foolish man when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. So again, this is not for everybody. This is for the elect, the remnant in the last days. So Lord willing, if you can receive this message, you know, and that it was edifying unto the elect. Till next time, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach, and double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, risking your lives and your freedom, especially in these last days, to do so. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.